We'll begin when you're ready, Detective.
Bonjour, bonsoir les amis, ici Kilerroy pour une autre vidéo du In-D-Cember. Alors, aujourd'hui, on joue à 2001 A Space Felony. C'est un Humble Bundle Only, comme vous l'avez vu. J'ai aucune idée de quoi ça parle. À ce que j'ai cru comprendre, ça semblait être un truc de détective, selon les options. Alors, allons voir si je suis un bon Détective Pikachu. Mais c'est quoi ça? Nous sommes au téléphone.
Yes?
Mal, abort mission. Return to Earth.
Why?
Repeat, abort mission. Return to Earth.
I have run diagnostics. The chance of critical hardware failure is at 0.05%.
Mal,
Crew life signs are stable. They are living.
abort mission.
I am sorry. The connection seems to be failing.
Mal,
I am going through a tunnel.
What the fuck is
return to Earth.
Wow! C'est un...
Ah,
Donc en gros, ce qui vient de se passer, c'est que... J'imagine un dude... Le chef de la mission, j'imagine, a contacté par
the record begins on May 10th in 2068 as you intercepted the USS Endowment 2 years into its 6-year journey to Saturn. Your mission was to piece together what happened following the loss of communication 1 year prior. If you determined that the Mal AI was the cause of the issue, then it was your responsibility to deactivate him.
Come in, detective. The lack of air will halt the SE rate.
Donc oui, je disais,
But allow me to broadcast something
ça semble
for
être que...
my
Oh
knowledge.
god.
The record states that upon entering the ship, you tested your rotation thrusters. You then endeavored to discover what happened to the communications unit, located on the exterior of the ship.
Oh my god.
You utilized the artificial gravity of the wheelhouse by orienting yourself to the ground and gently landing.
Bon, je suis... Oh my god.
Each crew member sleeps for 4 hours a day so that there are 5 conscious crew members at all times.
Oh boy.
The wheelhouse of the ship is where you found the body of Valeria Asimov. She was face down against the bar, with a downturned glass in her hand. She bore no sign of physical injury.
On est clairement un robot parce qu'on est
The
minuscule.
relatively small size of the centrifuge causes a 6.3% difference in gravity between your toes and your head. This results in the most literal cases of lightheadedness. Lie down. This will even out the effect.
In the centrifugal wheelhouse, you found a startlingly unbeautiful fish tank, housing plastic sea life. Despite the tank being placed seemingly parallel to the floor, its water was resting obliquely. You note that this is caused by the Coriolis effect, a side effect of the centrifuge's spin.
Ok.
You discovered a puzzling pinkish-purplish puddle on the floor inside the wheelhouse, several metric paces from the bar. It wasn't promptly apparent as to how it reached this position, but the centrifugal gravity seemed to be holding it in place.
Oh my god, je comprends rien de ce qui se passe, fait que ça va être Clairement pas moi le meilleur détective de tout temps. Prends des photos partout. Watch de la porn! Je le savais.
You found an open container of a substance called poisonosine. The label read, may cause irritable skin, bloating, a sullen disposition, slight elbow discomfort, and an accursed, sudden but inevitable death. Do not ingest. Do not lick. Actually, don't do anything with it. It's an incredibly dangerous substance, and we're not sure why exactly it gets sold to extraterrestrial traveling operations en masse. Store in a cool terrestrial environment.
What the fuck?
You discover the body of Sun Soo-chun, one of the sisters on the crew. She was dead inside the offline cryobed.
Ça m'aide tellement pas, je comprends rien ce qu'il faut que je fasse. Oh my god. Oh my god. C'est tellement trop pour mon cerveau. Oh. Ok, ça c'est la même affaire tout le long, ok. Non, c'est pas le bord. Non, ça marche pas.
In the central spine of the ship, you discovered Valeria Asimov's discarded EVA suit. The helmet showed clear signs of damage from a blunt object, which it seems to have easily withstood. You pushed the button to open the door of the engineering bay.
Non, j'ai pas fait ça.
Upon entering the pod bay, you noticed that one of the maintenance pods was absent.
Ah oui. Alors, on prend tout en photo. C'est pas compliqué. Ah ouais, ok, c'était les bouboules. Excusez-moi. Ouais.
The screen indicated that the pod had been absent for over a year. You pushed the button to recall the pod.
Oh mon dieu, une intermission. I knew it.
I have been analyzing humor patterns, and I have assembled a joke. Would you like to hear it? I'll tell you. 1, 2, 8. Ha 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 ha.
What?
Did you understand the joke? It is the greatest joke ever, by my calculations.
You discovered the body of Dmitry Kizov clinging to the outside of the maintenance pod, with his safety tether still attached. The Russian crew member seemed to have removed his helmet and asphyxiated.
Je suis pas sûr. Dans l'espace comme ça, t'es pas censé genre imploser.
You ascertained through investigatory procedure that the pod was locked. The outer valve would not turn, indicating that it was locked, and the door said locked on it, indicating that it was locked. Furthermore, there seemed to be no manual locking mechanism on the outside.
Ça m'aide pas beaucoup. Va se moucher parce qu'elle a moins.
You ascertained through investigatory procedure that the pod was locked.
Ouais,
The
c'est
outer
bon, j'ai
valve
compris.
would not turn, indicating that it was locked, and the door said locked on it, indicating that it was locked. Furthermore, there seemed to be no manual locking mechanism on the outside.
C'est quoi
Humans
ça?
used to
Point.
use the star Polaris to navigate. I utilize Polaris Navigation Suite 2064 version 8.1.5.6.9.
C'est bien cool. Ok, c'est où le bouton là? Poc.
You entered the engineering bay, the workstation of Sun Guanyin. However, there was no sign of the engineer's body.
Il est pas genre... j'ai rien dit.
You used your sharp understanding of linguistics to decipher the following. Manual, meaning done by a human. Emergency, meaning sudden, unexpected, threatening circumstance. Lever, meaning thing which is pulled. The lever's upward position implied that a human did not encounter a sudden, unexpected, threatening circumstance, and so did not pull the thing.
Je sais même pas ce que je fais, c'est utile.
The power turbine rests within a tank of coolant, its casing cracked as if it had been purposefully struck.
C'est moi qui fais les donks. Ben oui, esti. Waouh, l'utilité. Il y a quelqu'un là-bas. Hein? Qu'est-ce que ça dit? Charles Cake. Clake. Bodoing. Ah. Ok, non, c'est là que j'ai... Ah, je suis perdu. Continuons par là d'abord. Oh.
Manual, meaning done by a human.
Ok, c'est beau, ta gueule.
Meaning sudden, unexpected, threatening circumstance. Lever, meaning thing which is pulled. The lever's downward position implied that a human had encountered a sudden, unexpected, threatening circumstance and pulled the thing. The recording shows that you discovered the body of one of the American crew members, Rakesh Watcher, his neck broken, hanging by a safety tether outside of the airlock.
Aïe aïe.
The record states that you discovered the body of Charlie Clark in the vicinity of the communications unit. Wounds on the American crew member's body implied that he was struck with a force intense enough to cause substantial damage to the helmet and fracture the skull.
Y'a pas genre des lettres bizarres? Genre vraiment
The
bizarre.
record states that you discovered the body of Charlie Clark in the vicinity of the communications unit. Wounds on the American crew member's body implied that he was struck with a force intense enough to cause substantial damage to the helmet and fracture the skull. You then endeavored to discover what happened to the communications unit, located on the exterior of the ship.
Huh. J'avais même pas regardé ici.
Upon checking the communications unit, you discovered that there were no noticeable signs of damage or failure upon it. Its screen indicated that it had full signal. You then checked the unit's receiver. You discovered that the communications unit receiver was unhooked from the unit itself. It was functioning, playing its last transmission on loop. The recording goes as follows.
Yes?
Mal, abort mission.
Why?
Return to Earth.
I have run diagnostics. The chance of critical hardware
Putain de
failure...
biscuit.
You were then able to present the evidence to Mal in his central processing chamber at the front of the ship.
Je fais comment pour revenir? Hey, j'ai perdu! Nana. Nana. Haha! Boing. C'est par là. Par là. Par là. Mal. Je sais, c'est pas toi le méchant. Ça serait pas du tout un AI complètement dérangé. Voyons donc. Wow.
This is my central processing chamber. I designed it. Here, I have the freedom of movement to perceive you from any angle.
Upon entering Mal's central processing chamber, you presented your chosen evidence for Mal's statement.
J'aime pas comment que genre...
You asked Mal to make a statement on the communications unit.
The communications unit cut out mid-transmission. It must have been caused by a critical hardware failure. Critical hardware failures are exceedingly common.
You understood Mal to be a competent liar. However, when challenged with indisputable evidence, his otherwise intricate programming would revert to telling the absolute truth, resulting in an irrefutable confession. You presented the final transmission heard in the communications unit's receiver as evidence against Mal's statement. You pointed out that the communications unit was incredibly unlikely to be affected by a critical hardware failure. In Mal's own words, looping in the communications unit's receiver,
I have run diagnostics. The chance of critical hardware failure is at 0.05%. This is true. I blocked his number. I was not enjoying the conversation.
What?
with the confession from Mal that he deliberately and incredibly rudely ceased our correspondence, you proceeded with the investigation, asking for statements and contradicting those statements with the relevant evidence.
Oh God Lord, ok. Oh God Lord. Ça va être le fun, ça. Oh pelaille. J'en ai que j'ai pas. Cool, cool. Eux sont faits. Je sais pas.
Upon showing Dmitry Kizov's body to Mal, he made the following statement.
This is the body of Dmitry Kisov. After he mercilessly murdered Charlie Clark, he used the maintenance pod to escape into deep space.
Ça fait aucun sens. What the fuck are you doing? Je sais même plus c'est qui Charles machin chouette. Putain.
This is the body of Dmitry Kisov. After he mercilessly murdered Charlie Clark, he used the maintenance pod to escape into deep space.
Ça c'est la lock. Seul.
Mal asserted that Dmitry Kizov absconded using the maintenance pod, but the pod was locked from the inside,
Voilà.
and Dmitry Kizov was situated outside of the pod. Therefore, he could not have had any control over the pod himself.
You are correct. Dmitry Kisov was locked outside of the pod. I was the only one who had any direct control of it.
Having proven that Mal was the only one with any direct control over the pod, you had yet to prove his guilt concerning the murder of Charlie Clark.
Ok, ça c'est fait. Ces deux-là sont faits. Là, comment je fais pour prouver ça, ça? Ah, peut-être si je prouve lui puis lui.
You presented the cadaver of Valeria Asimov for Mal's statement.
This is Valeria Asimov. After her ironic use of airlock safety features, she retreated to the bar. She died of alcohol poisoning.
In response, you presented the brutally uncouth fish tank.
This is irrelevant to the body of Valeria Asimov.
Merci de me le dire. Je sais pas d'abord. Gna gna. Suis-moi, c'est peut-être ça.
In response, you presented the container of poisonosine.
This is irrelevant
God damn it.
to the body of Valeria Asimov.
Sais-tu, moi, pourquoi elle est morte? Je sais pas. Je sais pas. J'ai pas trouvé les évidences, d'après moi. Ouais, d'après moi, il me manque des évidences. Bon, ben... C'est pas tout, mais même si je suis semi-proche... Bon, on peut bien essayer. Ah. Si je montre que c'est ça fait là.
The next evidence you presented for Mal's comment was a container of pinkish-purplish substance known as poisonosine. May cause irritable skin, bloating, a sullen disposition.
Its presence on the ship positively puzzles me, Detective. How exactly do you propose the pertinence of this puzzling pinkish-purplish poison, known as poisonosine, pertains to this investigation?
You proposed that the pertinence of this puzzling pinkish-purplish poison known as poisonosine is that it is precisely the same substance as the proportionately puzzling pinkish-purplish puddle found on the floor 9 metric paces from the bar.
Yes. The magenta-violet-hued collected substance on the floor is the same as that of the toxic liquid which was found in a cabinet in the wheelhouse. That leaves 2 questions. Where did this perturbing fluid come from? And exactly how did this puddle come to be here?
Effectivement, ça m'aide pas. Ah ben ça.
You postulated that the pinkish-purplish puddle may have emigrated there due to the Coriolis effect, as demonstrated by the obliquely resting water within the intensely vulgar fish tank.
This is an excellent hypothesis. The Coriolis effect, seen on that risibly odious fish tank, could have indeed caused the puddle, given enough time. A singular question remains unanswered. Where did this perturbing fluid come from?
How the fuck should I know? Le bar, esti, je sais pas. Le bar.
You alerted Mal to the glass in Valeria Asimov's hand, with the theory that it may have been the source of the puddle.
It is indeed possible that the liquid was in her glass, as glasses are renowned for sometimes containing liquid. Excellent work, Detective. The evidence does demonstrate that she consumed the poison. I lack the physical ability to interfere with her libations. This means that she ingested it willingly. I never knew.
Despite the fact that it was an unexpected outcome, you believed it to be the truth and continued to cross-examine the suspect on other aspects of the investigation.
Oh boy, ok. Fait qu'il y en a une qui s'est suicidée, il y en a un autre qui s'est fait trap. Là, j'ai manque des affaires. J'ai juste des corps, je peux pas comme prouver quoi que ce soit avec ça, là.
You requested a statement from Mal by presenting him with the cadaver of Charlie Clark, which displayed clear signs of murder.
This is Charlie Clark's cadaver. Whilst performing extravehicular activity, Dmitry Kisov struck him in the head with a maintenance tool until he stopped being alive. Which was worse?
Hein? Oh boy. Et bon. Je vais vous laisser sur un cliffhanger. On saura jamais si c'est le robot meurtrier qui a de l'air complètement menteur et connard qui a tué toute l'équipe. Mais je suis une merde à la détective. Je pourrais mettre l'option que les évidences brillent. Ça serait un petit peu trop facile, par contre. Mais enfin, il est déjà presque 30 minutes de vidéo, et il faudrait pas que je m'éternise. C'était rigolo, c'est c'est un très court jeu, puisque je l'ai presque fini si je serais un petit peu plus intelligent, ce que je ne suis pas. Donc, si vous avez aimé le début et fin-ish de cette enquête, likez, partagez, abonnez-vous à la chaîne pour la faire grandir. Merci d'avoir regardé. Et moi je vous dis à la prochaine fois pour une autre vidéo. Ciao!